Mama always said life is like a box of chocolates. Went a little Morgan Freeman on that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyhow.
Okay, yeah.
Speaking of going Morgan Freeman on something, let's do this.
All right. Oh my God, I totally forgot what I was supposed to be saying. Hello, welcome to the Level 7 podcast.
Podcast.
Where we talk about video games, TV shows, movies, whatever the hell we feel like talking about.
Sports.
Sports. Definitely.
We like sports, and we don't care who knows.
That's right. I was trying to remember the other words of that song, but I don't know them.
From something to the Super Bowl. I don't know.
The funny people.
Go Lonely Island. That wasn't one of the best ones, but it's easy enough to reference.
I'm even wearing a shirt about the Super Bowl.
Hey, it's an old Super Bowl. The Falcons won.
No, the Falcons lost.
Well, I mean the Falcons won. The one where we played the Falcons.
Oh. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Never mind.
No.
Yep.
Okay, well, there we go.
Wow, yeah.
Welcome to the Level 7 podcast, where we get distracted easily.
Yep.
But that's not a bad thing.
I don't think so. It leads to some really fun conversations, for sure.
It also leads to some dumb conversations.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
But those are the best.
CD Projekt Red. What the hell happened to them?
They got cyber attacked.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, somebody...
They got cyber punked.
Oh,
you might say. Like all of us that bought the fucking game.
Yeah, I was really giving them the benefit of the doubt on that. I was playing it on the PS5 and I was having a good old time. And then they did an update and they broke the game. And now I'm sad because I'm like, I was actually having a good time. Like I was one of the convinced people who was like, "What are you talking about?" Like I had the blinders on. But yeah, exactly. But now it's completely broken and I'm like, "No, I was a fool. How could I ever believe?" And now I don't know if I'll ever love again.
Yep. That will happen.
But anyhow, they got cyberpunked.
Yep. And they stole the source code for Cyberpunk and Witcher 3?
Yep, the source code for both of them, which is hilarious. And they're holding them ransom. And they're like, you have to respond by this time and date, or we will... I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going
to... One of those papers with all the magazine letters cut out.
Oh, yeah.
We have your source code.
They got a tweet. I don't know I don't know how that works.
That is probably how it worked.
They're just like, hey guys, it's just a text message. It's me, Doug.
We stole your stuff.
We got it now. It's ours.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. So they got the source code. That's funny. I don't know. It kind of sucks. It's like, listen, CD Projekt Red deserves to lose some sales. They deserve to lose some customers. I don't think they deserve to have their property held ransom.
Yeah, that's
fun. And it's like, it's funny.
It's
like a funny joke how it happened, the whole hacking thing. But it's like, they don't, I mean, that sucks. Like they don't deserve that. They do deserve to be publicly shamed for lying to all of their customers though. So.
Yeah. Well, this probably counts as that, I think.
I mean, but does that justify?
No, I mean, nothing justifies stealing people's shit, but.
Yeah, it's still funny.
Yeah. It is still pretty funny.
Whatever.
I don't have much to talk about on that one.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nah.
I mean, who cares?
Right? Like, fuck, like it sucks. Sorry.
Too bad. So sad.
Jace.
Yes. That's all I have to say about that.
Indeed. Do we really even want to talk about this stuff?
I don't know.
I mean, this stuff with China going on. They've been able to use the international version of Steam, but now they're actually getting a Chinese version of Steam, and I think it has something like 40 games up already.
Oh, that makes sense, because they got to get, like, approval.
Yeah, they have to approve every game that goes up. It's all localized, I think, language-wise.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. At least they're getting games. I mean,
cool games, man.
It's another. It'll start with that, and people will demand more. So it's a catalyst. So whatever. That's cool.
And yeah,
That's cool that that's happening.
because how long have they been playing games that are just like fucking weird ROM hacks and stuff, where they like show up in a turquoise cartridge for the Sega Genesis or something, and it's like, oh yeah, this is Mario, Super Mario World. Let's play it.
Mario skateboarding.
Right? Like,
I fucking, dude, he could do a flip. He's beep. It's just Adventure Island, but it's Mario, and it's like they just put a mustache on him. It's like,
I'd play that.
I mean, me too. Actually, let's make a game, dude. I have this great idea.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, you take Mario
Yeah.
and you just copy that formula to a T.
Oh, okay. Well, we could do that.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
It's easy.
There you go.
It's
We're
easy
done.
to make perfect games.
Yeah. Coming out in 4 weeks.
No, coming out this week.
Oh, this week. Okay.
No, well, I mean Mario.
That's true. Mario's coming out on the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Stoked for that.
The Bowser's Fury is getting good reviews.
That's awesome. What have they said about it? I have been trying actually to not pay attention because I just want to play it, but at the same time, we're here to talk about stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, I didn't read a whole bunch. I just read a couple headlines. You know, I don't want to read too much into something because I don't know. It's hard not to incorporate somebody else's opinion into your own prior to playing the game.
Yeah.
Right. It's like I'll play the game, then what I like to do is like I'll play a game for a couple hours, and then I'll read some reviews to kind of confirm, especially if I don't like a game.
Right.
Then I'll be like, okay, what did other people have to say about this? And if I find that a lot of people are complaining about the same thing as me, then I'm like, okay, cool. I feel fine, and I don't know why it matters, but I feel better about like not liking a game
If everybody else does it.
if everybody else does, at least for the same reason. It's like a good, solid reason. It's not just like, I don't know, I didn't like it, which is fine, but it's like I don't know.
I was gonna say the exact opposite of that happened to me with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Mm-hmm. Just because I played it years and years ago, like when it came out, essentially, is after I played Vice City to death and 3. So 3 and Vice City were out. I played both of them. I loved it. And then San Andreas came out, and I was just like, this is dumb, right? Like everybody probably just thinks this is dumb. And then like a couple years ago, like people, I don't know what happened. It must have gotten like a remaster or something.
Right.
But everybody's like, oh yeah, the best GTA ever is getting a re-release. Then literally everyone everywhere is like, yeah, San Andreas is my favorite. It's like, oh, okay. I thought everybody was in, my opinion of it, but nope. I can't remember why I didn't like it. I haven't played it since, so
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you why anymore. I just didn't like it for some reason. Maybe I was just burnt out on GTA at that point.
that might be what it is. I don't know. I felt the same way about GTA 4.
Oh, yeah.
Like that game got like perfect 10s across the board from everybody.
Right.
Well, every reviewer, you know what I mean? Like it was super hyped. Like everybody loved it. And I was like, I don't know. I didn't like the main character. I didn't like being Nico Bellis or Nico Bolas. Is it Nico Bolas? Isn't he the dude from Magic the Gathering? Anyhow. Did you ever play 4?
No, because
okay.
San Andreas just
See,
it just pissed me off, and I was like, I'm done with.
And I played San Andreas on the PC, which was weird. Like controlling a car with a mouse was so odd, but it was fun. Like I think I liked that one because it was on the PC, but at the same time,
It just felt weird.
yeah, it was different for sure. I don't know. I skipped a lot of the PS2 stuff. Like I didn't play GTA 3, and I didn't play Vice City. But I played GTA 1 and 2 and loved those. But as soon as they were like, it's 3D, I was like, eh. I don't know why I wasn't interested in the 3D one as much.
That's kind of crazy because, yeah, I started with 3, and then I learned there were 2, of course, because I was like, 3? What the hell is this?
Yeah.
As you do sometimes, you want to go back and play earlier versions of whatever just came out. And, yeah, I played those, and then a couple years later, while doing, like, PS1 collecting when it was, like, dirt cheap, I think I bought 1 and 2 for like $4 or something. I was like, this is gonna be fun, and yeah, those are awesome.
They're amazing, dude. Like Chinatown Wars is the same style. as those, and
Right.
yeah, that game was great. I don't know, it was like such a departure from 1 and 2, and then like the London expansion that I was like, it's a different game. Like it's just not. It's cool that it's 3D, but it was just so far different
Right,
that I
right.
was like, I'll wait. I'm not gonna pay $60 for a different game. So,
Right.
but then I loved GTA 5, and I really did like San Andreas, although I never beat it because that game was long as shit. But I did like it, but I played it way later than everybody else too, which was weird. And on the PC, which was also weird.
That is weird.
Whatever.
Wasn't that port also what created the whole hot coffee controversy? Because they found it in the PC code or something?
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never looked into that one.
I mean, I just heard about it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, gotta know stuff from time to time.
I don't know shit, dude.
Maybe. It depends on the topic.
Well, no, I just mean like I never like
Never
like
tried.
I skipped the PS2. By the time I found
Right.
So by the time I found out about that was like way after it had come out, and I was working at Game Crazy, and I was selling PS2 games, and that was right after the 360 had first come out. So it was like a policy to keep an eye out for those specific copies so people didn't get them and sue us or whatever.
That's hilarious. Yeah. It's good stuff. We really went off topic there for a second.
I mean, whatever. We got time.
Right. I was just trying to remember what the hell we were talking about. Oh, yeah. China's also going to be getting some PS5s in Q2 of this year.
I wish we could get a PS5. Well, I mean,
Sorry,
yeah.
everyone.
Yeah. China's getting all the PS5s now. They don't have to ship them as far. They're just like, all right, we made them.
They open the door and
And they're just like, here you go.
that'll be 8 billion yen or whatever it is there.
Yeah, I think it's, well,
Is it?
I don't know.
I mean,
Deutschmarks?
I don't.
I think it's
Deutsch.
I'm pretty sure it's Deutschmarks. Like 98% sure.
The fuck?
It's
I feel like an idiot for like half a millisecond. I was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "I'm a fucking idiot." No, China's not using Deutschmarks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there,
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy because they got like this wicked ass console, which was the N64 in the controller because
yeah.
they couldn't get the
What the
N64.
hell is that called? The IQ?
I think it's the IQ.
Yeah.
Which, oh man, getting one of those would be amazing.
Yeah, they're really hard to find. In fact, the only reason I recognize that name or like know that at all is because somebody just recently brought that up to me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it was you. Somebody else brought it up. I don't know.
I don't think so.
They're like, "Do you have an IQ?" And I was like, "What the hell is that?" They're like, "It's like a plug-in. It's like a plug-and-play, but it's 64." I was like, "What? That sounds whack." And they're like, "No, it's official, but it was the only thing they could sell in China."
Yeah.
So looked it up, and you bet your ass that's real. They
Yeah,
made it. It's
they
crazy.
did.
It's like a yellow, right? It's like
I think it's gray.
it's gray. Is it
Yeah,
gray?
with like the IQ
Maybe the
in
box.
the middle
I
is
don't know.
huge, and then it's got like engraving on it. It's I don't know. I'll try to flash a picture of it so you guys know what the hell we're talking about too.
Flash a picture. Oh. It's just like
But yeah, that's dope that they're finally starting to actually get real things. Like, has anybody else been sending their real consoles? I think the Switch is there now, right?
I don't know. I haven't lived in China for a couple years, so
Me neither.
had to
you go.
move out after the accident.
We don't talk about the accident.
Yeah, I don't know. China's pretty cool or whatever.
I don't.
Hey,
It just sucks that they haven't had real things. So
Hey.
it's just good to
they'll
hear
have real things someday.
that they're actually
See
getting
if
them.
I can make.
It's like they make everything. Why the fuck can't they have it?
Okay, whatever.
It's not gonna work. Not gonna
So
work.
well, I was just trying. I wanted to keep trying, but you're right. It's not going to work. So they canceled the Pokemon World Championship, Pokemon trading card game World Championship to be specific.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer. It's because of COVID.
Which is crazy. I mean, you could probably Zoom meeting the shit out of some Pokemon matches.
Yeah, but the hard part is like, you would also have to record their hands.
Oh, that's true, because they could just like snag crap from off screen or something.
Right, exactly. So it's like if everything isn't on the mat or in the frame, you can't see their hands. So.
I forget about cheaters.
It sucks. Yeah, trust me. When the pandemic like first hit or whatever, we were like, all right, we got to figure out how to do online things, and I was doing all this shit and getting these things made where people could put their phones and all this other stuff. And then the first time I was like talking to this dude about like setting up a tournament, he's like, well, how are you gonna keep people from cheating? I was like, you can't. I quit. That was when I was like, oh, this will never work.
Yep, fuck it. Sorry, guys.
There is no solution. People will always cheat and ruin everything, and unless you can see what they're doing in front of you, they'll ruin it. So,
damn it, fucking cheaters.
Oh, I have no faith in humanity. That's not true. Or is it?
Is it?
Who knows? It is. Not. Definitely not.
But for sure.
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then also in really important stuff in the world news, Pokemon cards make another appearance. The 25th anniversary of Pokemon is being celebrated worldwide, but especially at your local McDonald's.
Yeah, what the hell?
McDonald's gets cool stuff, man. They got the Beanie Babies. They got old Pokemon stuff. I mean, I guess Burger King used to get Pokemon
King
stuff.
had like the golden cards that you could buy though. I think they were like $15 a pop. You got that fucking wicked Pokeball, and then you opened it, and it was a little shelf for that card.
Yep,
Cool.
We've got all those at the Alameda shop.
Do you?
Yeah,
I had a Mewtwo for a long time, but I don't know where it went.
I've got a Jigglypuff chilling somewhere. I don't know. Probably not in here. It's probably in the garage.
Yeah. Dude, this whole Pokemon thing is fucking crazy.
I mean, I love it. It's like it's so nostalgic for me to just have everybody freaking out over Pokemon. I'm like, yeah, I remember this from my childhood where I was the rabid. Like, not that I don't consume Pokemon still, but I remember when I was like, I was out searching for boxes of Pokemon, like base set with my like first job money.
Right. Yeah. I remember finding the first game took me weeks. Because of course I grew up in Wyoming.
Oh.
So every time, I even started to learn when they'd get shipments of new games in. And I'd ride my happy ass over to fucking Kmart. Be like, have you guys gotten any more Pokemon Reds or Blues? I'm like, well, we had 2 of them, but that guy bought both.
It's like, you son of a... Dude.
And yeah.
Kmart. Rest in peace. Domine Padre Spiritus Sancti.
It's gonna pour this coffee all over your carpet rope. Bye, Kmart.
The blanket fort.
But yeah, dude. It is pretty crazy because I still have actually my first edition Machamp from, I think it was the first
starter set,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm never going to get rid of that card though.
I mean, yeah. There's always some stuff that you just got to be like, yeah, this is the one.
Right.
I remember this. I remember when I got this. And then I found out that, I remember with the Machamp, I was like, I got this Machamp. It's a rare. It's a hollow. And then my buddy's like, I got one too.
And then guy over, freaking 10 feet away, he's like, oh, you guys talking about the Machamp card?
And we're like, oh, man, everybody got it. And then nothing was worse than when because you could get it in the packs too, right?
Could you?
I think you could. And
that would suck.
I think that happened.
I never pulled it.
I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, I have some of my original ones. Didn't we talk about this before?
I think so, because all this Pokemon stuff's been going on. It's kind of hard not to talk about our Pokemon stuff.
No, I mean, definitely. But I mean, I look at all my old stuff with a different light, even now than 2 months ago. Oh, it's crazy. Totally. Everything has gone insane. Here, now I want to look. Hold on.
Okay. But yeah, I remember the first rare that I did pull was a hollow Chansey. And I remember just looking at it as 120 HP. I'm going to be unstoppable.
So did you play the game?
Oh, I played it as long as I could before people started making fun of me and stuff.
Yeah, see, it's like some of this
Which-
stuff was mine and some of it's my brother's.
Which, yeah, we've talked about this already, but the moment I got stabbed for playing Pokemon, I stopped.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like the Scyther. I remember opening this Scyther.
Dude, Scyther was the one that I chased forever, and I never got it. I got like fucking 4 electrodes, like 3 not cadabras, kabutops or whatever, and
Yeah, it's
like
not
all
bad.
this crap trying to look for that in jungle. Oh, it's even the shiny.
He's so shiny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Scyther
Child me
was...
wanted that so bad, so bad. 'Cause he was always my favorite back in the day. And then they had to go and evolve him. Then I loved him even more. It's like, dude, Scissor's unstoppable.
Right?
He
Exactly.
was a beast. The biggest problem was trying to get him back from people when you had to trade him. So they're like, I might keep this Scizor. It's like, dude, take your fucking, like, I don't know, champ or something. Give me back my Scizor.
Dude, Beedrill. That was the one I chased for a long time. I don't know what happened to my Beedrills. I think I ended up trading them away
Yeah.
eventually for something else. But man,
I think I still have one Beedrill that's a non-hollow.
but I've had this little blue binder, this little shitty blue binder.
Dude, that thing's awesome, though.
Dude,
Why is it blue with Charmander on there?
I don't know. It didn't make
Get
any
the
sense. It didn't
put
make any...
That should be Squirtles.
Hey man, Pokemon likes to mix it up. It likes to do stuff.
Yeah.
It likes to start slow and then it beats it up. What?
I don't know what that means. Oh, definitely can't wait for the new Pokemon Snap, though. I know we talked about that one recently, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
Gonna
good.
say, we shouldn't talk about that again. We'll just say the same shit.
Whatever. You know what we can talk about is E3.
Whoop whoop!
I mean, I'm excited. I don't know. I love conventions,
Dude.
and if I could go this year, I would go this year.
If it was happening in person, I would legit be trying to already get us media passes.
Yeah.
Be like, for real.
We gotta get this.
This is what we do for a job. Then they'd be like,
Why are
Richard
you?
Nixon?
And then just be like, what the fuck is going on? Why are you doing that?
Whatever gets me the ticket.
It's definitely not what you're doing. Whatever that is needs to end immediately, or I'm gonna call the police.
What?
Sir, are you okay?
Can't stop. Sorry. I'll stop. Oh, doing Richard Nixon is just fun.
He
but
doesn't want to stop, dude. He just wants to. Yeah.
yeah, that's just, it's just one of those things that I've always wanted to go to E3. I just have never had the means or reason to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll come back in person at some point.
I got to go a couple times. It was pretty damn fun.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to.
Do you?
We snuck into some press conferences. Got to go to like the Sony press conference both years that I went. Went to the Nintendo one. We were actually, me and my buddy Charlie actually were on the screen with like the little Pikmin while Miyamoto was up there doing the Pikmin presentation.
Dope.
It was
That's fun.
It was pretty sick, man. Like there's sometimes when you're in, you're like, you don't appreciate it, but you look back and you're like, holy shit, like huge theaters with a bunch of people like sitting next to each other.
Right, like way closer than this too.
I don't know, but they just dialed down the old meter to yellow, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
But anyhow, E3 news. I don't know, man. I just hope that they announce games. I just hope they don't get too crazy with like accessories and stuff, like no Kinect sensors, or it's like I like the VR, announce more VR games, but unless you're gonna just announce an upgrade for the VR, like don't let that be the biggest thing that you do, Sony, please. If you announce anything, if you show up, because they didn't go to the Game Awards, so it's like, what are they just not gonna go to now?
Right.
And didn't Microsoft back out of E3 last year, even before it got canceled? Like E3 and
think
Nintendo.
Nintendo and Microsoft. Yeah, I think they were both like, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah. So I don't even, now that it's digital, maybe it's more affordable for these companies to get involved.
I guess so.
And it's like, well, and now is it a more important platform now that E3 is having to evolve into a digital. I mean, E3 has always had like a digital presentation, right? Where it's like all the places stream all the press conferences and this and that. But it's like, if they can actually like, I don't know, make it special, that would be cool. I don't know how you could do that though.
Right.
Without it just being like, hi, my name is Terry from Atlas Games. We're making a very good Japanese RPG. It's going to feature all of the greatest enemy characters you could ever imagine.
Oh, Terry, I think I see one over there.
There's 2 or 3 enemy characters right in front of me here. This here's Miku guy.
And this is Pepsi Man.
Dude, Pepsi Man is dope. Pepsi Man's a thing.
I know he's a thing. I threw him in there on purpose.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, Pepsi Man is like legit.
Yeah, and he's the enemy now.
Oh, yeah, he is.
What the hell can you do to stop Pepsi Man?
Dude, nothing could stop him. Dude, Pepsi's too powerful.
Right.
I mean, the only thing that take him out is Coke Man.
Coke Man's always in the bathroom though.
Coke Man's like, hey man, you guys need me? I'll be right back. I got a bloody nose.
Stop with the Coke. Soda. So we're talking about soda in case that needs to be said for some reason. But yeah. It does definitely, the more we talk about it though, it just freaks me out a little bit. Cause yeah, remembering that the last time they could have gone in person, people for like the past couple of years, people have just been like, nah, never mind.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been that. Well, and then they opened it back up to the public. Well, but
even before like COVID stuff, people were just like, I'm not going to go. That's dumb.
Well, I mean, I don't know, because the last couple of years that we went, so it's like, I can't even remember the years. I won't even try to remember. But maybe you're right, because they reopened it to the public, and that's when we decided to stop going, because then the lines were too long. And then I think at that point, both, like, unless you could get like a legit media pass, because we were getting an industry pass, which was like, oh, we're part of the industry because we sell video games, but we don't actually give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? Was kind of the vibe that we got. They're like, oh, cool, good for you. You have a game store. Who gives a shit?
Right.
So what we would do is like, we would go with a buddy who did have a media pass, our buddy Ryan Lowe. I don't know if I should just name that fool, but I did. Ryan Lowe.
Too late.
What's up, dog? We met up with him, and he had a media pass, so he like got us into a bunch of shit. We went backstage. We got to meet like Ken Levine from BioShock, Irrational Studios, 2K.
Was he? I just don't know the name.
Ken Levine was the dude who like was the director of BioShock 1 and then BioShock Infinite. And then I think he did System Shock. But
yeah, because a lot of them did work on System Shock before they made BioShock. Hence the shock.
Right, and I mean, like, he's kind of like, his whole thing was like, oh, I made a first-person game that also had like a narrative and atmosphere, and so yeah, he was cool. We got to meet Cliffy B from Gears of War. Okay. Cliff Blazinski.
Say it again. Sorry, I don't know that name.
No. I mean, I'm just name dropping these dudes because it's like I'm remembering now. It's like I forgot that it's like we actually got to do some pretty cool stuff. We got to meet Todd Howard from Elder Scrolls. He's like the main director at Bethesda. We actually got to like hang out with him for a sec.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was sweet. I mean, I got to go 2 years, and then a couple of the other dudes from the stores went a couple other years and did some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, that's so jealous. I'm afraid it'll never actually come back.
It will. It's going to come back. Everything's going to be fine. Calm down.
Okay.
They got the vaccine now.
Yeah. Now we just got to make sure everybody takes it.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. But anyhow, yeah, I don't know. I think E3 is going to be a hit. I'm going to be positive and think that they're going to have a lot of games to announce for this year. Because if they don't, all of their new consoles, it won't matter if they have them in stock or not. If all they're giving you is old games that are remastered.
Yep. Kind of. I know we've talked about this already at some point, but what game would you want announced at E3, or could
Announced?
or that might even like try to narrow it to like what do you think might get announced? That's a hard question right there. Just to drop on us too. I can't think of anything right off the top of my head.
Well, I mean, Microsoft bought Bethesda, right? And so you have to imagine that Bethesda has been working on Elder Scrolls 6 for a minute, because Elder Scrolls 5 came out, Skyrim came out a billion years ago.
I think
And
so.
in the interim, they did Fallout 76 and Fallout 4.
Oh.
Yeah. Just
Yep.
in between. So it's like, they're definitely due for it. So, I mean, like, if I was Microsoft and I bought the biggest, one of the biggest game studios and publishers, I think that would probably be my best guess, is they're going to announce Elder Scrolls 6. That would be my big guess, and it'll be for, I don't know if they'll do Holiday. They did Holiday with Fallout 4, and that worked out okay, but I don't know. Yeah, it's got to be Holiday.
That'd be awesome.
That's my guess.
I really do want Xbox to start getting their shit together when it comes to that stuff.
I mean,
because like,
they own all the studios now. They just got to make sure that they
right,
complete the freaking games.
it's the hardest part.
I guess it's like just complete the game. Like, just put it out. Just finish it. Put a cap on it. Say, and then he died of a stroke. And the end. Like, if you don't know how to end it, it's fine. Like, don't end it. Just be like part 1.
I mean,
and then people be like, what the fuck happened? And just be like, oh, we're gonna make another one. That's the trick. It's called the Marvel.
Oh, I mean, they kind of perfected it first,
right?
Xbox.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because Halo.
Fable.
And Halo 2,
Halo. Oh yeah.
They're just like, I'm gonna finish this fight. Fuck you, Nevermore, and it was over. And you're like,
God,
had like a fucking aneurysm when that happened the first time. I was like, God.
It's
now
like,
what?
wait, you didn't finish the game? Yeah.
I remember that pissed me off so fucking bad. And then of course Halo 3 happens, and you're like, cool, that's probably the end. And then they showed like something else where he's like floating around, and he's like, ah! It's like, God damn it, Master Chief, just die. Just fucking die.
And he's like, I cannot die.
Right, like, fuck off.
Not while Cortana.
There's got to be so many other cooler
Holograms.
stories in the Halo universe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just need them to move on from Master Chief.
They've tried. They've tried. Didn't they?
Well, they did ODST, which was amazing.
That was dope.
Then they did Reach, which is another San Andreas thing for me, because I played it and I was like, okay, everybody's got to fucking hate this game. For me, though, I remember
Did
this
you play
one.
it co-op?
I played the campaign.
Right. Did you play the campaign co-op, though? Because,
No. I mean, who the hell is going to play Halo with me? I don't,
I don't know, man. I was working at a game store at the time, so, everybody was playing games, so.
yeah, no, nobody played
Maybe
with
that's
me.
what made it fun.
Probably. That would make a lot of sense, because everybody I talked to was like, Halo Reach was amazing. It's like, did you play the same fucking game that I did? Because that voice acting sucked dick. There is not good voice acting in that game.
We should play it.
I would totally be down, because maybe if you made it better by playing with me, that'd be awesome, because I hated it.
Well, what do you think of Gears of War? Like, did you ever play those?
I loved the first one.
Yes.
Second one I thought was pretty good. Mm-hmm. And then I started the third one. I was like, fuck this. I've done this twice.
Yep. Yeah, I did beat the third one, but I felt the same way. It was like, okay, I get it. Hide behind the thing.
Right.
The guys come out, and then they go, get him. Get him. And they go, it's like,
and then, like,
pew.
like the emotional, like, draw of it from the first trailer with the Mad World song. Like,
I don't remember.
You don't?
I always thought that they should use, because remember the whole thing.
Oh, sorry, I was just trying to remember how the song went. I know the song.
Mad World. Are you talking about the Rob Thomas song?
The remake that they did? I can't remember. I don't know. But yeah, like that first trailer, it drew me in. The story was good on the first one. It was new. There was weird shit going on. But yeah, if you just keep repeating the same stuff, Pokemon,
Yeah.
I can't care. I can't.
Well, I mean, Cliffy B left to start, I think, Epic, and is now doing Fortnite, or had something to do with Fortnite. I gotta look this up. Hold on.
Okay. What the hell were we talking about?
We're talking about E3 or
Yeah.
something.
Oh yeah, we were talking about games we wanted to come out.
Oh
Or
yeah.
thought
So
could be announced.
Skyrim 6. That's my guess.
That's an awesome guess. That's actually probably going to become very real here in a little bit.
If that doesn't happen, then what the fuck was the point, Microsoft? Seriously,
Right?
what the fuck?
They're going to make a Halo Doom crossover.
Oh boy, they're gonna do Doom Eternal 1.5 and add some DLC content exclusive to Game Pass.
Like, I'm excited for Doom. I'm excited for the next Halo. Never shall the two meet in a fucking game, please. I beg of you, God, don't let that happen. That would be the worst fucking game on the planet. But, no, actually, I'm gonna swing for the fences for my prediction here. I think Naughty Dog is gonna finally either do a remake or a reboot of Jak and Daxter. Because they've been wanting to do one for a long time. Like the first Last of Us was created because they were getting ready to do another Jak and Daxter, but they were like, this doesn't feel right. Let's just make a new IP instead. Let's set them back like a year or something.
The first Last of Us is a funny thing to say.
Yeah. It's like the 15th Final Fantasy.
Right, exactly.
It's like,
what the fuck? Final Fantasy 13-2. What the shit are you high on? Crystal Chronicles, shut up. Crystal Chronicles 2, Chocobo Dungeon, get out of here. What the fuck?
but yeah, I feel like now is the perfect time because they've done all that dark and dread through the hate and the sorrow, and it's like, dude, they've got to be feeling like, let's do a fun game, just something stupid, fun, and ridiculous. And they keep re-releasing the whole Jak collection, like recently.
Mm-hmm.
So like, at first they did for the PS3, it was 1 through 3. Then I think they did it again for PS4, but it was 1 through 3 and Jak X, which is like that combat racing one.
Right.
Which is actually really freaking fun. And then, I mean, I think that's about it. But yeah. So it just seems like they want people to remember Jak and Daxter.
Well, I mean, they're definitely milking the property. They're like, fudge it, let's re-release this. If people are gonna buy it again, let's do it.
I mean,
but I mean, like, I think that was more of like a Sony license type thing, because I don't know how much Naughty Dog necessarily had to do with the re-releases, because if you think about it, they're all Sony exclusives. They did the Ratchet collections, the Sly collection.
That's true.
Then they did the Jak and Daxter ones, but they're all Sony exclusive games. So I think Sony actually owns the rights to them. But
that would make sense too. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, either way, they're great games. Like
right.
Jak 2 was a piece of work, man. It's so good.
So good.
Spicy boy. By the way, just going back real quick, I'm sorry. Cliffy B worked at Epic Games before they did Fortnite. He was the one, he had a lot to do with the Unreal and Unreal Tournament. And then also the lead designer on Gears of War.
Well, good job on the first one.
Yep. Which pretty much revolutionized like the cover mechanic. And now he doesn't matter. So, okay. Hey, I don't matter either, Cliffy B. Love you, buddy. It was nice meeting you, bro. You're a nice guy. I don't know. It just sucks that fucking Gears of War was amazing, and it's hard to live up to that shit.
Yep, that's true.
What are you going to do? We make a smash hit. You can't make another one. Well, fuck. Like,
that was my good idea.
Dang it.
It was a banger. I don't know what you want. Well, now we need 7 more sequels. Go.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
Yes.
Darn it. I totally had another one, too, that might come to fruition, but now I can't remember it. But yeah, I'm swinging for the fences. That's my official prediction for E3. We're going to get a Jak and Daxter teaser trailer.
Ooh. Yeah, because Naughty Dog never does anything soon.
No.
They're like...
It'll be like 3 years from now or some shit, but...
I like the guess. And speaking of teaser trailers, Sonic the movie, Part 2, 2022.
Dope.
Sonic 2, the movie, 2022.
And I am ridiculously stoked for it.
I know. I just wanted to, like, Jim Carrey's got to be in it. He killed it.
He was so good in that movie. It was ridiculous. Like, he should not have been that good as Eggman. Like, what the fuck? Like,
So, how much do you think COVID helped that movie?
I don't know.
Because remember, that one did not release in theaters at all. It went direct digital. It was like the first all-digital release.
Actually, it did go to theaters because that was Raphael's very first theater experience with Sonic.
Well, I mean, I think it went later. I think it was originally released as a digital. Or was that like the...
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder what I'm thinking of.
I may not have been paying attention because I just had in my head, I'm taking Raph to this freaking movie.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe... I don't know. There was a movie. I thought it was Sonic, but then again, I am an idiot. This is proven.
That happens.
Ask my wife. I'm gonna look it up just to verify that I'm stupid.
Yeah, because I went with Raph like in the middle of the day. It was like the first matinee showing of it, and there was like 2 other families with their kids, and all the kids were just running around. It was awesome. It was like the perfect experience for a first movie. And I just had a blast. And that's the whole reason I'm even freaking stoked for the second one. Like, I mean, also, the movie was good. I enjoyed, of course, now I can't remember that guy's name, but the voice actor for Sonic did a really good job. Of course, Jim Carrey killed it. Cyclops wasn't unbearable.
Cyclops is good, man. Cyclops is good. And it released early, digitally. It released like super early. So, yeah. It wasn't like... they didn't do a theatrical release. Okay,
that makes sense. Because,
I think I remember just being like, yeah, I'm not going to see that in the theater. Juliet was, I don't know, she wouldn't care, and I was just like, that's a good rental. I remember now.
Dope. Because, I have held out this whole time, and I have never rented a movie digitally or purchased one until Bill and Ted 3.
Definitely, yeah.
And I just bought it because it was like $15 to rent and $20 to purchase. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy this.
Worth it.
Because it was getting to the point where now I'm just really concerned that they won't make a movie physically anymore.
Well, they will. I mean, there's no reason not. They're gonna make money doing it.
I mean, yeah, but it's just I feel like we're just on that edge where there's gonna be one fucking movie that's like, you know what? We don't need a physical copy. And then everybody else will be like, you know what? We don't either.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for it to happen. And that one, I was like, if that one doesn't come physical, I at least have to own it digitally. So fucking, I'm buying it right now.
So what would you think of if the movie industry started doing, well, I guess it kind of already exists with the Criterion Collection, but like limited releases of DVDs, like Limited Run Games does with video games.
Right.
Where it's like, okay, this movie went digital, but you can get it in this limited physical print to try to like make it more collectible or something along those lines
I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as they don't do it the way Limited Run does it. Because, god damn it, I hate Limited Run so fucking much. Because they keep getting games that I want, but then I order them, and it's still been, I think now, Shantae on the Game Boy Color has been 7 months in production. It's like, make my goddamn game and send it. I paid for it already. Give me my fucking game. It takes so long.
Yeah.
So long. And I am legitimately angry that it has taken this long.
Yeah. I mean,
like, what the fuck are you doing?
They're taking people's money, and you know, for now they've come up on being able to fulfill all of the requests. But I think being that far behind schedule, I mean, so the same thing is kind of happening with Wizards of the Coast and the Secret Lair stuff that they're doing. Very similar, where they announce these things and like, all right, you have to pre-order it. And they were making people pay up front, but they ended up changing that where they charge you when they ship it now. Like, it gives you a choice.
Well, there you go. See, I'd be a lot less pissed at limited run if they started doing that, I guess.
Yeah, see, but it's crazy to think that they're just taking that many people's money on essentially a short-term loan, right? With no interest.
Right.
And they're like, cool, we'll fulfill that later.
It'll be this decade,
Don't
I promise.
Don't worry about it. We got all the plans. We got these nice pictures. I don't know. I mean, I imagine that it's hard to run that kind of business, and they definitely like got bigger than I think maybe they ever expected to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's always opportunity to get better at stuff. And from what I hear, that company isn't like super prone to feedback.
That fucking figures.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we tried to be like a vendor for them, but even if you're a vendor for them, you still have to pay the same retail price, but you're just guaranteed copies of things. So I mean, yeah. So and then they have which isn't a problem, I guess. You know what I mean? If I get to choose,
Right,
but I think that they make you like take everything. Like, you have to buy all of the games that release.
So you
in
can
a certain
just be
quantities.
like, no, I just want this.
Right, because they want you to be like a vendor. You carried their entire line or something. I think that's how it works. I mean, don't quote me on this, and it may have changed since the last time I heard about it. But
that's crazy because they also print a lot of shit.
But they also won't. They have like one partner per like region or state or something. So it's like the reason we couldn't set up with them is because they already had an in-state partner.
Oh.
I don't know. So we were like, oh, okay, well, that's cool, I guess. We won't buy your stuff. See ya. So, I mean, it's whatever. I think they make good products, and I think that when people get them, it's cool, and what they're doing for the industry and what they're doing for like the retro market is really cool. Mm-hmm. But I don't think they realize that they're starting to, in my opinion, and my circle, have a bad name.
Oh, they're definitely alienating all of us. Like, and that's also why I don't think it's a bad idea for like what you were saying with the movie industry, because movie industry would be on top of that shit. They'd be like, it's getting a limited run. Here it is. Buy it or don't. And it's coming. But I feel like since it is kind of the start with limited run, because they are kind of the pioneers of this whole idea, I mean, I guess they get a little bit of leeway. But at the same time, it's like, fuck, dude. That is also what pisses me off. Because I wouldn't keep buying their shit if they didn't make good products. It's just...
I mean, they should just be on Kickstarter. That's what this is.
Right? Because it's crazy.
It's like, it's just a Kickstarter, right? I mean, you're funding their projects up front. And as long as they get enough money, then they make it. But I mean...
And...
Like, I don't know how much R&D is to like create a limited edition of a thing. It's like, give me a vinyl record that's got like a cool like little milky color in there. Like,
yeah,
it's but the sleeve it's got a picture of fucking a dingbat on there.
But yep, it's driving me fucking crazy.
I mean, yeah, it's annoying to spend a bunch of money on something and not get it.
Yeah, because they're not fucking cheap either.
They're not.
It's just, and it does. I think I've already mentioned this in a previous podcast, but it needs to be said again if you haven't heard this. I funded on Kickstarter a Retro Fighter wireless N64 controller. Mm-hmm. It went like the whole 60-day whatever period that they normally get to be like, here's our idea, fund it.
Right.
That happened. I picked my color. It was made. They sent it to me. I've had it for like a month and a half now. All of that happened like 2 months after I purchased Shantae.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think that's also what is contributing to my legit anger toward limited runs. Like, dude, you can't give me shipping as being a problem because, I mean, fucking Retro Fighters gave updates on their shipping problems. Like,
I mean,
they're like, oh, it's stuck in the China Sea right now. You won't get it for another week. And be like, cool, thanks for telling me at least. And they're like, yeah, it was produced and made in China. Not produced. I don't know what that means. It was made in China.
I mean, produced is made. Yeah.
Right. So, like, that wasn't a problem. They got their fucking facility to get it done.
I mean, the difference is Kickstarter has requirements for communication, whereas Limited Run has their own set of rules. They just get to wing it, and it's like if you don't like the way that they do it, then they,
Right.
you know,
it's
which you know what I mean. Like, I get it. I get it. They have the right to do things their way, but again, it's just like I've stopped ordering stuff because it's like if I'm gonna park my money somewhere, it's not gonna be in a fucking re-release of a video game.
Right.
Like and it's not even for like the investment purposes, but it's like if I'm not gonna get to play it, like when am I gonna get to play my game? And if I'm only buying this to like potentially resell it or sit on it as an investment, when is it going to show up? And by the time it shows up, is there going to be any demand for it? I don't know. I don't know.
Toe Jam and Earl. That one happened to me because I bought Toe Jam and Earl from them. But by the time I freaking got it, literally no one gave a shit about Toe Jam and Earl.
Right.
And I was planning on making a video of it.
Well, and that one ended up making it to the stores. Like I was able to order that one from distribution, which was weird because it's like I can't order it directly from Limited Run. They won't work with me directly, but I can get it from distributors.
Yep.
Whatever. It's whatever. I mean,
It's fucking crazy.
Business is weird, and I mean, they're doing their thing, and it's like they're gonna lose some customers, but as long as at the end of the day, they're still advertising cool products.
Yep.
And the question is, can they keep up with the demand of the cool products they're advertising?
Yeah, because now I am waiting on 4 games.
4?
Yep.
Damn. That's a lot. What are you waiting on?
I'm waiting on Shantae for
Shantae?
Game Boy Color, which I had to buy it that way because I'm not paying $500 for a game.
Right.
Can't do it. And then I have, I think it's Shantae's Risky Business, or Risky's Revenge. Risky's Revenge. On the Switch, and then I'll have all 5 of them physically whenever those 2 get fucking made. And then I have...
You should do a marathon playthrough when you get them all.
That's my plan, and that's another reason I'm fucking pissed that they haven't shown up yet. Because it's like I'm waiting on you stupid fuckers to get them to me. Hurry the fuck up. God. And then I'm still waiting for Jim Henson's Dark Crystal...
the strategy
Tactics.
game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, that has now been a show, had 1 season, and has been canceled. And I still don't have that fucking game. And then, what the hell's the last one? The last one's not, it's not for me, it's for my wife. It's a present. I can't.
Okay.
So.
Secret game.
I'm not going to say it in case she actually listens to this.
Ultimate Massage on the CDI. Look it up.
What's a fucking crazy one?
Leisure Suit Larry.
Didn't you guys actually even have a copy of that one too in the store?
Yeah, we do.
It's like,
It's like, oh, you need a CDI game. I got just the one for you.
I got the ones you need right here. You'll never need anything ever again.
It's true.
Yep.
Hey, I think we talked about a bunch of stuff.
We really did.
I don't know how long it took because we forgot to turn on a timer. So, you know,
I forgot.
hopefully it's enough time. Either way, I'm satisfied. You got anything else?
I would love to talk about the Xena.
Oh, yeah,
magazine,
that's right. That's right.
But I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about.
Well, here's what's... She's back.
She's back.
All new trading card series 2.
You guys ready for that shit to blow up just like Pokemon did?
Yeah. What, Xena
The
magazines?
Xena trading card game.
This one is damaged.
It's lightly played.
No, this is damaged.
No, it's lightly
And
played. It's fine.
the centering is off on your Hercules Xena
The poster.
poster. There is a dope poster in here.
There is actually a poster still in it.
Is it of Xena?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet.
It's of Gabrielle
and Xena. Got a double hitter right there.
Look
Gorgeous.
a double hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
good old Gabrielle. Don't worry, it was good.
We're okay. I just haven't even looked at it yet because I was just on eBay one day and I've been going through Hercules and Xena. So, you buy something like that and the internet's just like, you want this now, right? And freaking Xena Magazine showed up in eBay. It was like, there was a magazine. I never even knew that. So I bid $1. And then like eventually in the future, there was like, you won. It was like, dope.
Kicking and flipping. Xena and Hong Kong connection.
Yeah.
Spicy. A life among the Amazons. Danielle Cormack. And the truth about to hack.
I gotta say though, like it's this kind of shit that makes me miss TV from the 90s and early 2000s. Like,
it's like you had to have a brand. You had to have a comic book. You had to have like a whole thing. There had to be like a merchandising department for your. Here's the thing: is Xena got action figures, but Xena never seemed like a show for kids. It was like a maybe.
It's a pretty. It covers some heavy stuff from time to time. But I mean, I watched it as a kid.
Well, I mean,
watched it.
I know, but I don't know if it was like. Was it directed at kids? Was it directed at like young adults? Like who was the target audience? Was it like at the time? Was it like 18-year-olds?
They're the action figures. Some of them right there.
Yeah.
You definitely can't see that. I could barely see it and I'm holding the magazine.
Because it's like, would you say that Star Trek is for kids? They have action figures.
Hell yeah, Star Trek's for kids.
No. Star Trek was not. I don't think Star Trek was a show like for
kids. I didn't like it as a kid.
I don't think it was a kid's show. I think Star Trek was a show for adults.
That's probably very true.
And I think that's the same for Xena. I don't think Xena was a kid's show. I mean, there was a lot of hanky panky going on with Xena. Like,
one of the
okay, is there like a Xena cock ring?
It's damn close. If you like these old magazines, you could always buy shit out of them. And I'm just looking at some of these products. One of them is a wall clock for $30. It's a picture of when Xena and Gabrielle are taking that bath together during one of the episodes because they got a free bath. I mean, it's back in the day. You take the bath.
Yeah, you just take it.
And it just has Xena saying, "Explain to me again why I need a man," while she's staring at Gabrielle. Like, I'm gonna have to freaking scan this in and show it to you guys because it's hilarious. Like, what is that? Why is that clock?
Maybe that's. I wonder if that line is from the. I don't know.
I remember it happening. I think it happens halfway through the second season because I think I'm only in the third season right now.
There's a lot of cool stuff going on here. Xena lunchbox,
right? You could
16-month calendar.
You could buy a chakram
for your 16-month year.
Like, toy one.
Plastic chakram.
Yeah.
Damn, those things were only $4. Action figures were cheap.
Dude, and of course, like they had the Universal ride where it connected Hercules and Xena.
And let us not forget.
Oh yeah,
the fan art. Here we go. I'm gonna do this.
Oh, I miss fan art sections in magazines. They were always the best.
I don't know if you can see this. I mean, this is some.
That's some.
Take everything down with me, but that's some quality fan art right there.
That's high quality stuff. I like that. The horse is one of them too.
Yeah, the horse Argo.
Get some Argo.
It's like I learned how to draw a horse's head. This is Argo the horse.
I love it, cause oh man, it's just I don't know. Something just was different back in the day. Like when you were watching a TV show in the 90s, either you watched it and you watched it religiously.
And enough to draw a picture and then send it into the fan club magazine.
I mean,
like remember EGM, the fan art in EGM and Games Radar, or what was it? Not Games Radar. What was the Game Pro?
Oh, I always just got PSN. Or PSM. PlayStation
Yeah.
Magazine.
You just got PlayStation Magazine? You didn't just get like EGM? EGM had electronic gaming. It had everything. It covered all consoles.
I don't know why. That was the one I got 1 year I think I got it as like a gift, and I just kept renewing it.
That makes sense. Yeah, EGM was tight too because they did the April Fool's ones.
Oh, I wasn't a... Damn it, never mind. I was trying to... I thought I remembered a random April Fool thing that became a real thing because they made fun of it first, but I think that was Pokemon Go.
I don't remember. But yeah, I mean... Yeah, the EGM was my shit. But I don't know. I do miss magazines. Print media was I mean, we still have a bunch of them at the shop, like just laying around every once in a while. You just pick up a magazine and you're like, ha, somebody had to write all this shit down.
Right.
What a dingbat.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's just...
You're like, I can't actually read. I just look at the pictures and
Well, I think this one... I was trying to look up the date, and I think this one happens in the middle of, like, season 4. And I'm not there yet, so I just haven't read any of it.
oh yeah.
I don't want to ruin anything.
Right. It'll be like when Gabrielle stabs the dolphin.
Right.
And then the dolphin
Wait.
turns into the laser.
I didn't know about a dolphin.
I didn't know there were lasers in Greece.
Son of a bitch.
They got lasers out there?
Which, I mean, yeah, people could make the argument now. It's like, oh, there's just...
Of course there's
Reddit.
lasers in Greece. What?
Oh.
Sorry, I misunderstood where you were going with that.
There's, like, Reddit and stuff. You don't need a magazine, but I don't know.
Yeah, man, you can read your magazine on Reddit. We got pictures and everything. It's just a picture of you flipping yourself off because fuck you, man. That's Reddit.
Right. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
No, I don't know. The news is weird, and when somebody takes the time to put it into print media, it feels like they tried harder. Are these your demos?
Yeah, those are demo discs that actually did come with magazines as well.
This is before you could download a demo.
Mm-hmm.
This is when a demo truly represented what the game was going to be like.
Dude, they were so good.
This is when demos were like, oh shit, this game is fun. I want to play more levels of this game. And then you get the game and you're like, oh, I remember this level from the demo. It's not like, oh, let me play this demo that is like nothing
Here's
even
a bucket of
close.
blood.
Yeah, to what the fucking final product's going to be. But guess what? This is the lighting engine we're going to use. Fuck you. That's not a demo. That's bullshit.
We're talking about the Resident Evil demo in case you missed it.
I'm talking about all demos. There's just all.
Well, I was being
that one's
that specific bucket of blood thing.
I mean, yeah, that one specifically, but I mean, like, there's a lot of shitty demos out there, and there's a lot of good demos for shitty games. It's bullshit.
Yeah, this one had Choo Choo Rocket on it.
That game's amazing.
The full version of Sega Swirl, which is a really stupid like puzzle
Sega Swirl's
game, but
awesome.
it's pretty fun. So
Yeah.
I mean, you got the whole thing on one
Boom, baby.
demo disc, and that's actually the whole reason I even have Einhinder and Tomba on
'Cause they were on the demo.
Because yeah, I got demos of both of them, and I played the demo. I was like, these games are legit. I'm buying them.
Yeah.
And I remember even buying Einhinder back in the day for $40, and people were like, "That's crazy. That's way too much." I was like, "Dude, this game is amazing. You'll see."
Yeah, that game was sick, but it was so fucking hard.
Dude, it's so hard. I still don't think I've beaten it.
I've never beaten.
Maybe that'll be one.
Like,
of
I
my
know that first level when you're in the city and it's like, did you ever play the game 1? Did you ever play that?
Well, I bought it from the store. I
did you
still have it. I haven't bought it yet, or played it yet. Dude, I'm trying to play all these other fucking games that people want to watch play. I keep picking the wrong thing, apparently. Like the America's Army.
Oh my, yeah, that was a.
I thought it was a brand new one. That one's on me. Apparently, it came out in 2015, and I just missed it.
John's like, I was in army.
I remember when. That was when I was in. There you go. That's exactly why I didn't know one came out, because like, I don't need to fucking find the game. I'm just sitting there standing next
It's
to my
just
fucking
you're just
antenna.
playing it, and it's just a model of you, and you're like, wait, what the fuck is going? And you're like, wait, you're controlling your past self on accident.
I knew I signed away my life. I didn't know I sold away my game rights.
Dude, but I mean, like, think about it. Like, what if your future self was controlling your past self through a video game?
All I could say to my future self is do better.
Yeah, quit being
Play.
stand up straight. Don't look at your knees.
I need to start doing yoga so my back doesn't hurt.
Oorah. Oorah.
That's the Marines.
Oh, whatever. They're all the same to me.
I mean, that's fair.
Sorry, military people.
Fuck it. I'm not gonna.
us civilians don't care.
Right? Why would you?
I don't know. Everybody. It seems like a lot. It seems like a lot of military expect people to know more than we do about it sometimes.
That's true.
It's really odd. And then they're like, I don't know. They're like, you know my struggle. I'm like, I have no idea. But I don't.
It's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I was working at fucking Best Buy, dude. That shit was awful. I don't know if you were running around outside. It sounds like you were at Camp Santa Maria or something, like fucking running around like we gotta jump over some fucking logs. It was awful. It's like, that sounds dope, dude.
Basic is a blast.
I was like, I was slinging pagers, dude. That shit was whack.
Slinging pagers. That's amazing. And yeah, those, I don't know. I've confused myself because why would people expect that from you if you weren't in? But at the same time, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's just, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I think, whatever. It's not bad. Oh no. I'm not hating. I don't know why I turned into a fucking turkey. That
Right.
I turned into Xena. It's because I was looking at Xena. I'm just gonna throw a disc at your head and cut it off. How did she not cut off more people's heads?
Dude, I was just gonna say that because in the intro you see her hit like 4 dudes in the face with that thing, and then she cuts out like a fucking chain in half with it.
Yeah, it's like so is it deadly? Is it sharp or not? Or can you control how sharp it is by how the angle you throw it? Like Xena, we need to, Lucy Lawless. When you're watching this,
if you would come onto the show, that'd be amazing.
Come on down to the blanket fort.
Yeah.
Lucy Lawless.
It's our official request and invitation to Lucy Lawless to come talk to us about Xena. I'm sure you're not tired of it at all.
I mean, shit, she's still making money probably, so fuck it.
I mean, they were actually in talks to do a remake of Xena.
Don't.
I mean, it was going to, not a remake, like a coming back to with Lucy Lawless and actual Gabrielle. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name.
Yeah, do like a, I don't know, maybe like a short.
Yeah, that would be cool. If they did like a movie, that'd be really cool just to see where they are now and give them like one more adventure and be like, all right.
Right. One last hurrah.
Right, be like, I'm not fucking doing this anymore.
They find some like kid or something, corny plot where they're like, oh man, we're gonna have to pass the torch at the end of this movie, obviously.
Right.
Whatever.
I'd be totally.
She hands the discus off. Here's your discus. And she's like, it's kind of deadly sometimes. I don't know.
Other times.
I don't know how it works. I just throw the shit and fucking make like a fucking.
Make like a tree and get out of here. Yep.
Exactly.
There you go.
Toss the disc and run. That's the advice from tonight.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh. Made by Tops, a magazine made by Tops.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Weird. Well, cool. I'm happy we talked about that. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
I've been wanting to talk to people about this freaking magazine since it like showed up at my house.
You're like, I just want to talk about this magazine. It's like, why are the pages stuck together?
No, it
came like that. I complained and the guy blocked me. I don't know.
It was weird. It's actually in really good condition. I have no clue how
weird.
they kept it that good.
It's on all the Hercules ads.
I mean, Kevin Sorbo was.
Hey,
he was part of the.
Gives you the old Sorbo, No, no, is that it?
That's good.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Ta-da.
That's hilarious.
Hey, we got jokes.
And now I've been watching Andromeda.
Oh, that sounds awful. Is he in that?
Yeah. I think that's the name
Kevman, it is Andromeda.
Yeah.
I remember. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna fucking watch that. That looks awful.
It's. Oh my gosh.
I know everybody always says
I
like
don't know if I
you
should
gotta
be
watch
talking about this
Battlestar.
now.
You gotta watch-
But well, I've never watched Battlestar.
Or
Galactica. I don't know.
Stargate. That's another one that I was like
Stargate.
nah.
Nope, can't do it. But Andromeda's like, it's pretty much Star Trek because it's made by Gene Roddenberry, but it's pretty much the idea if the Federation got destroyed. And then like Captain Picard jumped 300 years into the future where the Federation is literally just gone. And now it's him just trying to adapt to the new universe. And that's who Kevin Sorbo is in Andromeda.
So Kevin Sorbo is humanity's last chance.
I don't know. It just seems like they're going to be like, hey, welcome to the new universe.
Oh, okay. So
It's different now.
there's still humans. There's just no
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like Kevin Sorbo as like a hero, but like as the hero, I don't know. The hero of
the fuck?
Look, I'm just saying, Hercules was a demigod, right? Like he wasn't Zeus.
Right.
He's a badass, but he's not like the ultimate hero in that universe. But I'm just saying, like, I
Right.
could never see Kevin Sorbo being like the ultimate badass.
But he was Hercules.
I mean, Hercules wasn't the ultimate badass, though.
But he was, because he could get hurt, but he never did.
I guess.
I can't. Actually, I don't know.
I mean,
I'm only in the
I
third season of that as well.
No, I like Hercules.
I love Hercules.
I love him.
It's so good.
I'm not hating on Hercules. I'm just saying Zeus would smite him down.
That's true. But
Like, ant.
but yeah, no, he's. I don't know. I've only watched like 5 episodes of that so far.
I mean, I don't even remember. I'm just saying.
All right. I'm just saying as well. I just like talking about this random ass crap that everybody's gonna be like, the fuck are they talking about Andromeda for?
What are we supposed to talk about? I mean, whatever. Let's talk about fucking TV and hanging out and eating Pop-Tarts.
The other thing I was trying to remember was like in the first episode of Andromeda when he does jump 300 years in the future when Federation, it's called something stupid. I can't remember what it's called in Andromeda.
The organization.
It's something like that, but it's just gone and he jumps and then this other human runs into him and then has to describe him to the rest of his crew. He's like, man, that whoever the hell this guy is in this ship is huge. He's like a Greek god or something. He was like, oh, Hercules reference. I appreciate it.
Cute. Very cute.
Yep.
I mean, good for you, Sorbo.
Indeed.
Glad you were getting work back then.
Apparently, I'm just stuck in the 90s with my TV shows right now. It's just the way it is.
I don't know. I don't really watch any TV shows. Like, there's nothing that's got me right now.
Yeah.
Like, no series. I've watched a few movies, but I think I consume a lot of media for a 4-year-old. Like, made for a 4-year-old.
Right,
like,
right.
I'm not a 4-year-old. Not anymore.
You're not?
I got older.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not quite 4 anymore, so.
That makes sense. I feel like we've talked for way too long this time. But I loved everything we were talking about.
I'm down.
So hopefully you guys like it too.
Okay, we'll ramble on next time.
I was going to say, we should probably cut it here though.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get something to drink. I ran out of coffee a while ago, and
I think I still got some.
along with coffee goes my energy, so. Nighty-night. I salute you, veterans, even though I don't quite understand you. Please, please leave me alone.
I'll leave you.
I'm kidding.
All right, well, thank you for being here. If you made it all the way to the end, tell us your favorite show from the 90s.
Ooh, TV show specifically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
I don't know what other show there would be. I mean, some people would be like, I go to the show. I see a show. And they call a movie a show.
Oh,
I just want to be sure. Any of you people that call a movie a show, stop. First of all. Secondly, we're talking about a TV show.
My fucking friend did that in elementary school, and I almost got in a fight with him because of it.
Yeah, it's like, I went to see a film. I went to see a show. It's like, we went to see a show, huh? Did you go to fucking Broadway? Did you see a show? Was there...
If it wasn't Godzilla, it's not a film.
Right.
Because last week.
Highbrow shit only.
Yep, there you go. Okay.
Okay,
We're gonna
99.
go
Okay,
off
bye.
again. We gotta leave. We love you guys. Bye. Official sign off.